Sunset Rewind FanZone back at you. 4 games officially played by each Sunset League team so far, Coach. So let's go ahead and jump right into fan comments. I'm going to start off with Rich Carrillo. The Clash. Yes, yes, yes. Great tunes. Love the show, fellas. It simply gets better each week. On a side note, wow, am I impressed with Edison. A complete team with some impressive speed on both sides of the ball. Can't wait to see Los Al and Edison lock horns. The Sunset League is stacked, fun to follow. Well, first, let me address The Clash. The Clash is one of the greatest bands of all time. You can never go wrong with listening to The Clash. If you don't currently listen to The Clash, listen to them. Trust me on that. The Clash are incredible. And yeah, Edison looks amazing right now. They're just firing on all cylinders. They're so fun to watch. If you haven't seen Edison play yet, get out and watch them play.
They play team ball. They're all a bunch of two-way players.
Yeah.
They're all athletic. They're all playmakers. That is a really fun, exciting team to watch. And I'm getting to know these guys. In fact, I talked to after the game, I had my interview, and then a couple of the kids came up to me. We had a really good conversation. Just a nice group of kids.
Yeah,
they
they're
said,
great.
we love your show.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. And it was awesome. It's a great team to watch. They're good. They're well coached. And
it's a great environment to be around, too, when you're on the sideline watching their game. It's a fun, great environment.
yeah, Ashton Hurley, that's who I talked to. Really nice kid.
Yeah.
In fact, we still have a couple teams who haven't come in yet, and so we might have these guys. We still have Edison, Harbor, and Fountain Valley. So I'll reach out. We'll reach out to you guys and get something set up because we definitely need to get that done.
And Rich, you could not be more correct in your assertion. That Edison Los Al game is going to be fantastic.
Well, remember the last 2 years, the difference was one score.
It's going to be so good.
So yeah, stay tuned for round number 3, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Bryce T. Sawyer. This is such a great league. I hope the QB and running back bounce back from CDM. The quarterback, from what I understand, has got a high ankle sprain, a couple weeks. I don't think Sanders is coming back. From what I understand, again, this is speculation, but I think it's an ACL. But
yeah,
that's what I've been told. But I don't think he's coming back.
That's a tough
but yeah, wouldn't that be amazing if you could? He also says Edison is so tough always. Huntington Beach and Fountain Valley can upset anyone 100%. It's going to be on come league play. I think it's a typo there. But his point was, yeah, Huntington Beach and Fountain Valley, just everybody assumed, it's going to be, the top dogs. If you fall asleep on those guys, you're just assume you're going to beat them because of the past. Go ahead and see how that works out for you.
Not well.
All right, this thing is not going to play out the way we thought. And you could quite easily have a league champion with 1, even possibly 2 losses, as crazy as that
imagine
sounds.
that? Yeah.
You could have it through. I mean, that's how balanced this league is. There are no more free games. There's usually that 1 or maybe 2 teams, depending on the league, where all right, the starters will be out by halftime. That ain't happening this year.
When I think of two things when I think of the Sunset League this year so far: balanced and talent heavy.
Yeah, that's probably how I'd assess it too.
So Michael Hogue had a nice comment for us. He said, "Another great show, fellas." Thank you very much, Michael. We appreciate you watching.
All right, our biggest fan, Tommy Tarr. Great show, guys. First round at the Goose on Tommy. Well done, Carson. Newport Harbor Tars, the official football team of the Seven Seas. Well, Tommy, I'll take you up on that offer for the first round at the Goose, but only if you let Dole over here buy the second round. All right? I'm down anytime. We shoot on Sundays in the afternoon. Come on down, introduce yourself. We'd love to meet you.
Wesley Roxy chimes in. He says, "What players who didn't get a lot of preseason hype have stepped up in your opinion?" For me, the only reason we knew about him was because his coach told us about him was Jack Gersitano. That guy was not getting a lot of media hype before the season, but Coach Brown gave us some insight to him and, told us how he was going to be. And then obviously I think the story you did on Caleb Annett, he's another one who's really stepped up. He wasn't getting the preseason hype, but his loyalty to the CDM program and staying in that neighborhood and play with his friends, those 2 guys in particular to me are getting hype now, and they're well deserving of it.
Yeah, we could go a lot of directions with this. I think Noah Benua from Fountain Valley is a great story. We had no idea who the quarterback was going to be, and this guy as a junior really came in. In fact, do you remember the interview you did with him and the basketball guy?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was that tall, so when you were doing the interview, I'm like, man, that quarterback is short. How is he possibly going to compete in this league? Not realizing he was standing next to the center from the basketball team. And so now
Fernando Garcia,
So Noah's not as small as I thought. And then Ashton Hurley, remember, he transferred from Monterey, had to sit out 5 games last year, and then he broke his wrist against Fountain Valley, or his hand. So he didn't really get to play. We knew he was good, but he didn't really get to show his stuff. He didn't come into the season with a lot of heavy stats like some of the other guys. So he's really stepped up in a big way. And again, we could go on, but there's a lot of guys stepping up.
And that's what's great about the Sunset League. You know, you're finding these new guys every week that are contributing to their teams and making big plays and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, back to Tommy Tar. Tarball loves Ted Nugent's Stranglehold for bumper music. Well, we just got that for you.
You asked,
Tommy. You asked for it
you
and
shall
you receive.
100%. All right. A former player, Vince Perry.
Oh, former student.
Yeah, that's right. My favorite teachers and two of my favorite coaches. Love you guys. Line 6 forever. I'll explain the Line 6 story later.
Oh, Vince Perry.
So the first guy I ever coached was Vince Perry. And as a freshman coach, the first player I look for is my middle linebacker.
Right.
Because 90% of the time, they're going to be your physical leader, your emotional leader. They lead by example. And, God, it's been 20 years now, I guess. I mean, we're still talking to that guy. Although, Vince, I love you too, but you look more like a former nose tackle than a former middle linebacker. So
CIF champion Vince Perry, who after graduating Cypress High School made his way over to Ocean View and was coaching, and now he's at Huntington Beach High. So we've gone full circle. Former student of mine, former player we coached, and now we're all together in the Sunset League.
So, Vince, a little less time at Eat at Joe's, and I get it. It's good food there. And maybe 1 or 2 trips to 24-Hour Fitness, and you'll be back in shape in no time. Anyway, mess with him.
God bless you, Coach Perry. Thanks for the nice comment. We really appreciate it. So, Benjamin Alcazar, what is it about the Sunset League that makes it so good? That's a great question, Benjamin. I mean, I kind of alluded to it a couple minutes ago. I mean, a lot of balance and talent heavy and excitement. There's always something going on. I don't think you're going to see any boring games in the Sunset League.
Look, they're well coached. They're talented. They're deep. We got 3 games this week where undefeated teams are matching up.
Yeah.
We're playing undefeated opponents. So, I mean, I want to go to every game this week. I don't know if there's a game that I'm like, I don't want to go.
And you said the coaches, and I will say this: you'll be hard pressed to find any league in any state in America that has 6 better coaches, at the helm for these teams in this league. All of these guys are football geniuses, and they all run great programs. And it's just the Sunset League is just so entertaining. I mean, it's just so much bang for your buck every game.
Whoever finishes in the bottom 3 in the league standings this year, I'd take them over 90% of the other leagues
Absolutely.
in the country.
Absolutely.
Easily. And I'm not just being a homer.
No.
I mean, just think about it.
I agree with that's a true statement. Yeah.
So anyway,
absolutely.
That's one of the things that makes it so great.
Well, thank you again for your fan comments this week. Please keep them coming. We love reading them. We love responding to them. So let's move on to In the News, Coach.
So earlier this year, we did a feature on Josh and Jeremy Page. Those were the 2 ball players from Edison who passed away. They last year were in a car accident.
That's tragic.
Yeah, we showed the jerseys that are on the sideline for the whole year. Well, in addition to that, the team has a patch on their jersey that says Page. It's got the lightning bolt through it, and that's just another way that Edison has kind of shown their love and appreciation and just the hurt. As a parent, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine. And Carter Hogue said it best. We dedicate everything to them. This season is for them. And so,
they sure are playing like it right now.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that you wonder how much of that gives them that extra.
That is a motivated group of individuals.
When you're doing gassers, do
Motivated
one more
team.
for Josiah and Jeremy. When you're bench pressing, do one more for those guys. Everything they do, it seems to be doing one more to get to that next level for those guys.
Got another great story going on in the Sunset League out of Los Alamitos.
Yeah, you go from a story of tragedy to a story of hope. Carson Fox. Dan Albano, who's a writer for The Register, did a great write-up last week. I really encourage you to go back and look for that in the archives. Long story short, Carson injured his ankle his freshman year. Okay, broke it, had to get x-rays, the whole 9 yards.
It's football, it happens.
They found a really rare form of cancer that was in his bones, and it had progressed so much they literally had to amputate his leg from just above the knee.
Jeez.
Okay, now for most people, that'd be it.
Yeah.
Right? This guy, and his mom said, he's just stubborn. Continued to play football. He's their long snapper. He's on the field.
That's awesome.
Went on to win a state title for the shot put in the para-ambulatory division. Continues to train in track. Has been invited to the U.S. Developmental Paralympics in Chula Vista. So This guy took a tragedy and has parlayed this into a potential Olympic career.
How are you not inspired by a kid like that?
And look, he just looks so proud. I mean, he's fired up there. I mean, it's
God bless him.
You know, I live in Los Al, and every time I go out in restaurants, I'm like, I got to find that guy. I'll certainly find him on the sideline and introduce myself. But what a great story, overcoming adversity. And
run into him at the fish company or something.
Yeah, so big right. So big shout out to you, Carson. Those are the kind of stories we love to cover, and you are an inspiration to a lot of people. So major props. And if I was wearing a hat, I'd take it off. But,
keep it going, Carson. God bless you. That's amazing. So got some shout outs for the week. I'd like to thank Coach Lofthouse, or congratulate Coach Lofthouse from Newport Harbor and our good friend Coach Feldman at Cypress High School. They were named as the head coaches for the Orange County All-Star game coming up this year. So that's a big honor for both of them. They're both great guys and well-deserving. And it's gonna be interesting to see those two lock horns. And
I got to think we have an inside connection in that game when we cover it, right? I mean, I would hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know both those guys. That's gonna be a lot of fun for both of us.
Yeah, 100%. Mine is to Charger One. That's the channel that uploads all the Edison games. Papa Bear. He sent me a lot of great videos. I unfortunately wasn't able to use them this week because we shoot this on a Sunday. And so if I don't get them by Saturday night, it's just, I can't edit stuff the day of the game. It's just, or the day of the game, the day of the shoot. But it was great content. I'm going to save it for an end of the year highlight special. Met him before the Edison game. Really nice guy. He's a professional.
Yeah.
If you've ever tried announcing, go watch Monday Night Football, watch a football game, turn the volume down, and just try it. This guy does the play-by-play. He does the color.
That's impressive.
He reads the players' names. He's articulating everything that's going on all by himself. And he sits above the press box where it's windy. The conditions are usually foul in terms of weather, so his paper's blowing everywhere. I mean, even with the team, it's challenging. This guy does it all by himself. And the production is quality. Oh, and he's the cameraman.
Wow.
I mean, he's doing it all. So anyway, thank you for sending that stuff. I really do appreciate it. And keep doing what you're doing because it's I'm enjoying watching it.
Hey, I went to the Fountain Valley game once again. I got to thank Jill Elroy and the rest of the Fountain Valley Barons over there. They just they treat me like family every time I'm there. I'm on their sideline. You know, they're just so gracious and so nice. And I always get to see Coach Rob Martino, one of our old friends.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still there at Fountain Valley, and I hang out with him on the sideline and get a little reporting done. And it's just Fountain Valley just makes me feel at home every time I go to one of their games, and I just really appreciate the hospitality that they always provide.
And we desperately make an effort to go to every game, but because of logistics and certain reasons, we can't obviously go to every game. There's still a couple teams I haven't seen yet that I really, really want to go see, but it just works out. You've been to Fountain Valley more than any other, to the point where you're like almost family over there. Yeah, they love you.
I know them well, so thank you again, Barron family. Appreciate it. So we had a little video earlier, but just wanted to reiterate, happy 50th birthday to Dr. Sean Bolton, principal at Newport Harbor High School. Congratulations, and keep supporting the Sailors. Look like they play well and inspired when you're at the games there, Dr. Bolton, so happy birthday.
All right. We on to Players of the Week?
It is time. Players of the Week. So I'll defer to you first, Coach. Who do you got this week?
I've got an honorable mention.
Okay.
This is my man, Shin Brennan
from
Los Alamitos. Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's just lighting the feet and that's the way he walks around, or if this is some kind of homage to the crane technique from Karate Kid. Yes. Remember, he's half Japanese, so maybe he's got some Okinawan in his heritage. And, of course, Mr. Miyagi was from Okinawa, so... Maybe
That's
he's
some
teaching.
Good movie trivia there.
Yeah, maybe he's teaching TA the proper crane technique.
You get it all on Sunset Rewind. You get a little music, you get a little movie trivia, some pop culture stuff.
Well, in addition to being a karate guy, he had 8 tackles and a forced fumble. So, and a big win and a wipeout really against Servite. So that was a nice
wipeout
opportunity for them to bounce back. But look, I wimped out again. I went with Coes this week. I saw one performance live and the other one. Okay, good. My first player of the week is Jackson Irwin from Edison. 3 touchdown receptions as a defensive lineman, 2 sacks. He blocked the punt. I mean, the guy's just all over the field.
Yeah, like it's so funny when you say that. You're like, so wait, he's a D lineman. He scored 3 touchdowns. What do you have, 3 scoops? No, he actually scored him playing wide receiver.
Yeah, so he stepped up. I got to get him player of the week. And then the next one, of course, is Damian Henderson. We talk all about Los Al's passing game, but this guy only put up 200 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns.
What a great addition to that offense.
He just takes that offense to a whole different level because now you cannot
does.
just focus on the pass game. And so, going forward, he's going to be a huge weapon. So big shout out to Damian. Way to step up and get it done in the trenches.
Well, my player of the week, I mean, there's so many good guys, but this guy he gets it done every week, and he got it done again this week. Cash Money, Cashton Henjum of Newport Harbor. As we said in their the Newport Harbor video this week, guy had 11 catches, 218 yards, 19.8 a catch, and 3 touchdowns, and he does interviews after the game. The guy's just all over the field, always in the end zone. Great teammate, great team leader. So congratulations, my Sunset League Player of the Week.
You think about well deserved. And you think about all the guys, the great players we've coached through the years, and you got to appreciate these guys while you have them. If you're a Harbor fan or LaSalle, or the guys you've been featuring, they don't come around that often.
No.
And when they do, it's just you got to be so thankful and appreciative. They're playmakers. They've been so fun to watch, and so. Hopefully these guys will continue to play on Saturdays, and I don't see why they wouldn't, but you got to enjoy it while you got it.
In the storied and tradition lore that is sailor football, Cashton Henjum, you will go down as one of the greatest.
Yeah, I don't think that's a stretch.
You will, absolutely. All right, it is prediction time. So there's one for sure prediction this week. Fountain Valley has a bye. So
I love Fountain Valley this week. I'm betting everything on it, including the mortgage.
Fountain Valley gets a week off, gets to rest up, heal up, and get prepared for Aliso Niguel. But then we do have a big Sunset League versus Trinity League game, and it's kind of a payback game. Los Alamitos for Santa Margarita.
I remember watching that game last year, going into halftime. Los Al was in control, and I just couldn't believe the second half. I was shocked because I just assumed Los Al was going to go 10-0, and that's one of those things where you can't make mistakes. A little, they were dropping passes, jumping off. Just a weird night, a weird second half. Fountain Valley's better this year, but so Santa Margarita. I know Los Alamitos is going to score a lot of points. The question mark is kind of their defense still. I know they give a lot of points to those top teams in the country, but they shut down a good Servite team. So this will tell us a lot about the defense. If they have another performance like they did last week, then you can forget it. Los Al is the real deal. If it's a shootout and it's going back and forth, then I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I like Los Al 35-14.
Yeah, I like Los Al too. That game you alluded to last year, I watched it as well, and just things kind of got away from the second half. It was kind of a tale of two halves. And I know that Coach Fenton, being the master motivator that he is, he's probably showed that film to the Los Al guys this week just to kind of remind them of what happened. I think the Griffins are definitely on the right track, and I see them beating Santa Margarita as well. I'm going to say 35-28. Close one, but the Griffins win.
That'd be great.
Corona Del Mar has the Stallions of San Juan Hills, who we've already seen play this year. San Juan Hills, good team, a little young, but they got a lot of talent there. So the question is Corona Del Mar going to get up off the mat after a tough one against San Clemente and bounce back and get the victory this week and go into league 4-1?
The answer is yes. I think, and the other big question really is San Juan Hills going to get their quarterback back or not? If he's out, Corona Del Mar cruises. If he's back, I still think they win. I love the CDM defense, and so I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on San Juan Hills. I like them. Their offense is still kind of trying to get their footing down with all those guys. I mean, they've lost some linemen too, so it's not just the running back and the quarterback. So I think the defense is really going to shine. I like CDM 21-7.
I like Corona Del Mar bouncing back as well. I'm going to go Corona Del Mar 24, San Juan Hills 14. And then the battle for Huntington Beach. We'd talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Taryn actually had the best names for these trophies, but here is the Huntington Beach versus Marina game. Officially doesn't have a name yet, but we're working on it. So I saw Marina last week against Fountain Valley, and Huntington Beach took a tough loss. And me personally, I think Huntington Beach is going to bounce back. I'll let you give your score first, and then I'll give mine.
Yeah, they have to. There's no excuse. All right, you had your one heartbreaking loss. If they don't respond, then I don't know what to say. I think they come back fired up. The defense is outstanding. I think they roll 35-0.
I think Huntington Beach is going to have some very bad intentions, and part of their frustration in losing the El Toro game, unfortunately, is going to manifest itself against Marina, and I see Huntington Beach rolling big as well. I'm going to go with 42-7. So Newport Harbor takes on Trabuco Hills.
The Sailors.
Interesting matchup there. Trabuco Hills.
Well, they're 4-0.
Yeah.
Is Harbor at home?
It's
his first. I believe it is Harbor is at home against Trabuco Hills.
Yep.
I think Newport is putting everything together at just the right time. They really got their groove. They got that one hiccup as a, I hate to say,
and it's not even
loss.
not even per se. You know.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, I think they roll 31-14.
yeah, Newport Harbor against Trabuco Hills. Trabuco Hills good, but I think they're going to come away not undefeated after this week. I'm going to go Newport Harbor 27, Trabuco Hills 21. And then finally, I love this matchup. Two undefeated teams, two high-powered offenses, two schools right next to the beach, Edison and San Clemente. That's a great matchup, Coach.
I so desperately wish I could go to that game and just to see two outstanding programs battling.
Yeah.
They both have playmakers. They're both physical. Edison handled them last year.
Yep.
And so, San Clemente's thinking payback. They got payback against CDM. Do they have enough in them to do it again? I don't think they do. I think this game is going to be competitive and tight. I'm going to go 28-21 Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to get it done. It's going to be one of those back and forth games. I don't see it, being one-sided at all. I think there's going to be Edison scoring, San Clemente answering, San Clemente scoring, Edison answering, and it's going to be a heavyweight fight. There's going to be a lot of punches thrown.
Two big dogs battling and a lot of haymakers.
It's going to be a lot of haymakers thrown. It is a heavyweight battle, and I think, it could even come down to special teams. And I'm going to say that Edison wins because of special teams in a tight one, 31-28. That field goal will be the difference.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So great week this week in the Sunset League as usual. Wish all the best, all the Sunset League teams, and thank you for joining us.
And if everybody takes care of business this week, they will go into league with every team with a winning record.
That would be
amazing. Cool is
that? That's some Sunset League definitely trending up. So that's a wrap. I'd like to thank our producers and our reporters, Eric Ramos, Taryn Rodriguez, Cole Menzinger,
the Terminator,
our producers, Murphy Cargis. Thanks to the whole Sunset Rewind team, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Sunset Rewind. That's a wrap. We'll talk to you soon.